It's an honor to have you here. If you want to start a journey of personal transformation together with Sadhguru, click on the link in the description of this video and learn more.
Your going back to authority essentially means you don't know. Why don't you admit you don't know? And this admitting is not to me or to somebody else, within yourself. If you know that you do not know, then your intelligence will be on 24 hours of the day, awake or asleep. It's always on and probing and exploring or penetrating into creation. If I think I know, immediately it'll sleep. See, right now, it's light. You can casually walk without paying attention to anything. If you come here late night, it'll be pitch dark. If I ask you to walk here, you will become super alert. Why? Because you don't know where is the next step. The moment you don't know, do you see your alertness is at a different level altogether? So, even now you don't know. It's just that you assume you know. Well, we go to universities, we go to schools, we go to scholars and variety of people to make our own conclusions or to go there to confirm our conclusions that we already have. This is not exploration, this is not knowing, this is just knowledge collection. This is the same old tribe of hunting and gathering part of the civilization, you know very rudimentary or primitive part of civilization. We are still there when it comes to mind. Physical atmosphere, maybe we've grown, but not really. They were going hunting, gathering, people are going shopping, it's the same, it's hunting only.
Do you think the educational system needs to be radically changed then?
Well, the educational system that we have is like an extruder system. You put everything into the same thing and it'll turn out ready-made human beings. A human being is a life, a unique life. And not only that, on this planet, we are the peak of evolution. We are like the flower of evolution. You can't put flowers through the extruder and get out some kind of shape and say, this is the new flower. Flower has to blossom in full fragrance means it needs attention and cultivation. I think very few schools in the world can even attempt or afford to cultivate children slowly with the necessary care, because it's an extruder system. Put everybody into it and some kind of product comes out. They know physics, chemistry, mathematics, biology everything This has all been done because we have made making a living too big a thing. Making a living has become big and absolutely enslaving for our generation because we want to live like somebody else. If your neighbor has a car which is 2 feet longer than yours, you want to get that. If your neighbor has a bigger diamond than yours, you want to get that. If a neighbor has a bigger house than that, you want to get that. It all depends in which neighborhood you're living how much you want, isn't it? It keeps growing like this. So, we think this is development, this is advancement of human civilization. No, this is just raising the bar of survival higher and higher, that even if you're a millionaire or a billionaire, still you're fighting for survival. This is the silliest way to live. Because the idea of affluence in life, either for an individual or a society or a nation, is that we don't have to be concerned about our survival. That's the idea. Our choices of nourishment and choices of lifestyle are, in short, we can live whichever way we want. And like people here were asking me, Sadhguru, is it true that next time Jesus comes, he will come here in Missouri, not in Jerusalem? I said, I don't know where he's going to come. But if he comes in America and he says, like he said 2000 years ago, come follow me. Even in Jerusalem, only 12 people followed him. Out of those 12, one of them freaked out. But in America, if he says, come follow me, maybe many of you will have desire, but you have student loan, car loan, house loan, second house loan. 45 years, your life is already mortgaged. Yeah. Where are you going to go? He also said, you can't serve money and me at the same time, all right? Anyway, he said, you serving this process of acquiring wealth and serving me won't happen together. What he's saying is, it's not about being against wealth. It is just that you understand the wealth of life is in your experience, in the profoundness of your experience, not in things that you accumulate. Because whatever you accumulate, it is only relevant to the times in which we exist. See, if you were here 10,000 years ago, you had a little better stick than me. Now you're a big guy. Today, if you carry a stick and walk around, we think you've lost it, all right? So today what you have is maybe a car, maybe a home, maybe a suit, maybe this and that. This is a consequence of time, this is not your doing. So what we have is only relevant to limited time period that we are there. And what we gather, either in terms of material wealth or in terms of knowledge, will never enhance the life that we are. It'll only enhance us in the social situation. We are misunderstanding that social situation as life. Social situation is a frill that we add to our life.
You know, there's an observation that the current generation, they tend to spend a lot less time on what matters in the long run. They tend to spend a lot more time on what
They know
matters
life
today.
is brief.
So short-termism, is that good then?
I didn't say it's good.
Okay.
You're very serious.
I'm nervous.
People are trying to live like there is no tomorrow. It's fantastic if you lived like that in full awareness.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what comes tomorrow, you're fine. That's not how it is. You push yourself into unawareness of alcohol and drugs and various other things. You don't know what's coming tomorrow. That is a stupid way to live. Ignorance is not bliss, as people have been propagating. See, if you jump off a cliff, it's really wonderful, you know. Have you ever done free diving, free fall diving? You should. It's most wonderful.
Liberating.
Liberating, beautiful, because you don't know whether you're going up or down simply or floating up there in the space. Only thing is, if you look down, the damn planet is coming at you at great speed, that's the only problem. So it is very blissful till you hit the ground. So ignorance is always like that. For a brief amount of time, it's fantastic. You don't know nothing, it's great. But when life hits you, it hits you.
I wanna go back to what you alluded to earlier. You mentioned Gita, the Bible, and Quran. You've spoken about…
I've not read either of them,
I know. And I wanna get to what you've referred to earlier a few times in the context of the difference between clarity and confidence. Tell us.
Well, I'll go back to the same example. Right now, if I ask you to walk from here to there, do you need confidence? If you have two legs, you'll walk. But if it's pitch dark, if I ask you to walk, you need confidence. So your confidence is a bridge to cross the chasm of darkness that you don't know. It can work sometimes. You can shout your slogan, whatever your slogan is, and go. Maybe you will cross or maybe you will sink. Well, if it works 50% of the time, most people think they're successful if they're successful 50% of the time in their life. That's why they decide everything with a coin. Heads, I do this, tails, I'll do that. See, if you're successful only 50% of the time, there are only two professions for you. Either you must become an astrologer or a weatherman. These are the only two professions where you can be right 50% of the time and still keep your job. In any other job, if you're 50% of the time wrong, you're fired, isn't it? So, confidence is a bridge across things that we do not know. Clarity means you see things as they are, you don't need a bridge, you know how to navigate. Nor do you need confidence because you can see what is there, so what is the problem? So instead of enhancing clarity, we are building confidence with belief systems and philosophies and ideologies. A man who thinks he is very confident is naturally violent. They can't approach anything gently. People don't understand this. Whether it's a football game or a tennis game or anything that's happening, people are in this mode. Well, right now they may not be punching you, but there is an urge for violence. You're seeing a game itself as a catharsis for your violence. No, there is another way to approach it and function at your highest level, because there is substantial medical and scientific evidence to show you that your body and your brains will work at their best only when there is a pleasantness of experience. If you're blissful, your body and your brains will work at their best. For success of any physical activity, sport, music, art, business, whatever it is, how well you can harness this body and this brain is the success, isn't it? It's the basis of success. So,